If you're like me and always wanted to earn your wings behind the stick of an RC aircraft, then you'll be so glad you stuck around for more Explore Tulsa.
As it turns out, Tulsa is home to the oldest continuously chartered RC flying club in the country.
Yeah, we are. The Tulsa Gluedobbers even have their own airport and some of the sweetest aircraft you could ever imagine.
Those RC owners work very hard on their planes, but they're always willing to share when it comes to teaching others how to get it done.
I get nervous when I fly. I'm not a great pilot. I like doing it, but I'm not a great pilot. But personally, my big thing is building the airplanes. Tulsa Gluedobbers, we were founded in 1947, and we are the oldest continuously chartered club in the country. There are several hundred clubs in the country. We have in this club anywhere from 100 to 200 at any given time. We always encourage beginners to come out because we have flight training. We can get them on a buddy box and get them up flying where they don't have to worry about crashing an airplane.
The gentleman there had brought this plane from Europe and flew it, and he let me fly it. A model of this plane, and he was the distributor, and that hooked me. It's a replica, and it represents the exact scale representation as close as they could economically for the plane. So if you bought the real plane, it would look like this in almost every detail.
Growing up, I did not have any RC planes. I did have a control line plane that I taught my parents into buying me for Christmas one year, and I didn't really get back into the hobby until my wife got me in it about 11 years ago. She bought me a trainer. She got that for me for Christmas and kind of opened up the can of worms, and now I like to build all my airplanes.
Of course, there's a burden with it too. It takes about an hour to put it together. Because it assembles like the real plane, and 4 or 5 men did it at a field. This plane incorporates a full-scale mechanism to control the wings and the tail surfaces. So that means if you could sit in the cockpit, you could fly this plane without the use of the radio control.
What are we going to do?
I'm building a quarter-scale Fokker D7, which is like the red and white one back here behind us, but a little bit smaller than that. I've also got a third scale Sopwith pup that I've got right back here. And I like building the unusual aircraft, so if you get, the more unusual you get, the more I like it, but the problem with that is finding plans for one that wasn't widely used is a little tougher to do.
This plane was the first aircraft to have a machine gun that could shoot through the arc or the prop. And planes were difficult to fly back then, and we won't go into all the detail, but to manage the engine and the wing warping, the pilot didn't have time to aim. So with this type of mechanism, he just got the front of the plane pointed at the enemy, and he would be able to accurately shoot the enemy.
Warbirds are very, very popular for scale aircraft. We also have a lot of civilian scale aircraft in the club. But most of your scale aircraft in this area of the country anyway are warbirds, whether it's World War I Dawn Patrol type aircraft or the World War II airplanes. The other ones we have that's big in the club is a 3D aircraft. Planes like you see in the Red Bull races. Those planes are very acrobatic at the model size. All of our planes, most all of our planes are far more power per weight than real aircraft. And so we can do things with the model airplanes that you can't do with the real aircraft. The radios are computerized where we can have up to 60 models of different airplanes set up differently in the same radio, and we just choose which model we're going to fly that day and match it with the airplane and then go fly. Fully half of it for me is building. The other half is camaraderie with the guys, and then if I get to fly, that's just gravy.